Shir sponsor Luinish Basam Yakashom Lava Sitzchok. We're holding Bobakama Dav Kuvdalid in the two dots, 8 lines down the Hamud. We learned Lo Yiten Livnoi, Lo Livnoi, Lo Shluchi, meaning giving to the son or to the shliach does not fulfill the payment. It was like the more shliach shaso beidim, shliach that he appointed him in front of Eidim. Rabba says that's a shliach. Rabba says it's not. The reason why I put Eidim is to say that he's going to be responsible going forward. He's a trustworthy person. He's want to rely on him, but I'm not giving up my right for you to be responsible. Meaning, again, the person needs to return something. Let's say in the case that we talked about, even Exelo. We're talking about Exelo or Mechira or Pikadon. So Reuben has to get back say to Shimon. Shimon goes and appoints a shliach. So do you say when you gave it to Shimon shliach, does that work? So machlekes. Do you say it means it does work? But are you exempt from responsibility once you give it to shliach Shimon? We say no. You're responsible to get to Shimon's hat. You want to use his shliach? That's a paternity for you, but you're still responsible. That's the machlekes. The Rishonim here have asked, how does this connect to the previous daf? We spoke about, actually, you know what? Let's get to that later in the moment. We talk about, again, the idea is when you have someone responsible and sending someone on your behalf, is that considered to be in lieu of the nixel? So the one says, we just said, I put Eidim to make it in his reshus. That's the idea of the Eidim. All he's saying is he's trustworthy. If you want to rely on him, good. If you want to sit with him, you can sit with him. Second one to that. Someone sent a cow. Someone borrowed a cow. He sent it back either in the hands of his own child, shliach, evet, or he sent it in the hands of the shoyel. Meaning the mashal, the owner, is sending it to the shoyel to take care of it. He's sending it to him because he wants to borrow it, and he's sending it to somebody else. So he died in the way potter. He's potter. What does it mean, a shliach of the shoyel? Either lo yaso beidim, he didn't even put in beidim. How do you know he's a shliach? Elo do yaso beidim. The ketani the potter, and it says over here that the shoyel is potter. Meaning, the fact that you give it to the shliach doesn't make it. The fact that the shoyel appointed a shliach, he's not saying this is in lieu of me. The shoyel says, until it doesn't reach my hands, I'm not responsible for it. Hi, I appointed a shliach. The shliach is not me. You want to sit with him? I'm just suggesting you a courier services. You want to know who to send with? Hey, you have FedEx, you have UPS. I said you might have too. You could use it. But now that he's me, I'm not responsible for his meso. Salim Okasha of Chizdo is the one who said that shliach that he appoints be'edim is in lieu of the person himself. Salim Okadoma of Chizdo b'schir v'lekitoy achenar b'schir v'lekitoy. We're not talking about a shliach. We're talking about a guy who works for him. What is schir v'lekitoy? Schir means someone he hired to work for him. Right? The shoyel. Now this guy talking about the shoyel, bar, which is the same thing, the flip side by the mafkid. Right? One is considered to be they reach his destination. So schir is someone is worker. Lekitoy, Rashi brings two pshat. Very interesting here. Rashi says lekitoy could be either pshat that he took him to live with him. This is Ben Bais. Loktoi etzloi, ladur imoy, letzavta be'al. Right? In other words, he wants friendship. He's his roommate. That's one pshat of lekitoi. The other pshat of lekitoi is someone who collects the grain. Loiket v'loso. So either the kita refers to the person who collected this person to live with him, or the kita refers to the fact that it is work what he's doing. Or what's the point?
Is that different than an employee?
It's not different, the same thing. One is employee, a different type of employees. What is the Gemara saying? The Gemara is talking about the fact, you would say that you can have, when you have a shliach, you appointed a shliach. So then you're saying appointing a shliach is it may be in lieu of me. Here we're not talking appointed a shliach. If you didn't appoint a shliach, why is he? Who made him into related to this guy? The answer is his worker. That's the guy. He's his right hand man. So that everybody knows he's his right hand man. You're not aiding for that. But he never appointed him. His right hand man goes to pick up the delivery. So he says, "Oh, by the way, I'm coming for my guy." So he never put a b'eidim. So then, even if Chizda agrees, he's not standing in lieu of either the borrower or the mafkid. Second one, Tanan lo yitin lo levnoi v'lo l'shluchim. You're not allowed to give not to the son or the shliach of when we're talking about giving back a pikodah. What's the case? What is it? If there's no, he didn't appoint him in I didn't. He appointed him with Eidim. So you see over here that what? You still can't give it to him. So they want to get that's the main answer of Chizdo. Talk about he didn't appoint him, but it's someone who works for him and represents him. You want to tell me if he did do Beidim will work? I'll look at the same for the Mishnah. It says in the Mishnah you give the Shliach Bezdin. As mentioned there is Rashi Tosis. What does it mean Shliach Bezdin? You give it to Shliach Bezdin, the Shliach Bezdin keeps it until he comes, or the Shliach Bezdin delivers it. But in any case, the Mishnah says the Shliach Bezdin is good. Today, speak about the thing itself. Shliach Shasov Beidim Hechidami Achinami Davi Shliach. Just say. If you did Beidim, it's going to be good enough. I don't think it's the Shliach Bezdin. Says the Gemara, I don't want to get into this. Why? Shliach Bezdin Leishno Asor Nigzal Leishno Asor Gazlan Av Shliach. That particularly. Shliach Asor Beidin Asor Nigzal Udav Shliach. Asor Lagzal Udav Shliach Lipsikli. Meaning what? What does the Gemara say? Gemara asks, if you hold the Shliach Asor Beidin works, so I have to do the Shliach Bezdin. So I'll tell you why I have to do the Shliach Bezdin. Shliach Bezdin doesn't matter who appoints him. If Shliach Bezdin really means he went to Bezdin, instead of Bezdin, I want you to be involved. Doesn't matter if the Gazlon went to appoint the Shliach Bezdin or the Nigzal went to appoint the Shliach Bezdin. Right? Doesn't matter who did it. Once Bezdin is appointed, they are standing on behalf and they can accept the money. Mashiach, when I'm talking about Shliach Shasov Beidin, that's only if the guy who's supposed to, the receiver, can go and make a Shliach. That's the one says. Amr Lipsikali. I'm going back to the few lines. We don't want to come and say, I don't want to come and talk about regular Shliach because that's not the term, it's not defined. It depends on the case. Shliach Bezdin L'shtasor Nigza L'sor Gazlo Nav Shliach. So that's Psikal. That's, we know, we can just say a sentence. Shliach Bezdin is always good. Shliach Shasor Beidin L'chasor Nigza Udav Shliach. It's only the Nigza did it. So Gazlo Nav Shliach. Lipsikal. I didn't want to speak of it. It's not so defined because it depends on the case. Says the Gemara, it's coming to exclude the following Tano, said, meaning that what we said over here now, that Shliach Bezdin, regardless of who appoints him, it's the Nigzal or the Gazlon, the din is that what? That he's a Shliach. Well, the Fukim Ma'itana, the Tana of Shem Lo Zohim, Shliach Bezdin Shasor Nigzal, Loi V'lo Yasor Gazlon. If only the Nigzal appointed him, and not the Gazlon, or Yasor Gazlon, or the Gazlon appointed the Shliach Bezdin. V'shalach Allah v'notar et sheloi miyodoi, and the guy went and sent, he went to take it away from it. So then he's potu, right? That means potu. Mash for what? Dafka because the Nigzal came and picked it up. But if the Nigzal didn't pick it up, if he appointed it on his own. But if he didn't, the din is he's potu. They say that he's chayav. The only reason he's potu is because the Nigzal sent his shliach to pick it up. Right? If Shalach Allah v'notel shel miyado, he potu. If the base of the guy, the nigzal shows he's accepting it. So he put it in Beis Din. He goes, what's the Chiddush? So the first you explain, the Chiddush is, you would say, the nigzal says, why give it to Beis Din? Give it to me. Saying, once I send someone to pick it up in Beis Din, I'm basically giving you an askam, I agree it's in Beis Din. But Masha, only once I sent somebody. Once the nigzal sent somebody. If not that. Says the Rabbi Yechon blows the Amit Habai Shliach Shaso Beidim Av Shliach. They say both that it is a Shliach with Eidim. Meaning you can appoint a Shliach and give it to him. If you tell me Shasenu, hi, in our Mishnah, Masha only Shliach Beis Din is good, not Shliach Shaso Beidim. So more have different answers than before. V'mamtzi loy Shliach. Meaning he gave him a Shliach to be available for him. Ta'amalei Isli Zuzi Gabi Palniu. V'leka Mishadelu. Meaning, the guy comes to his friend. He says, Reuben comes to his friend. He says, there's money by me. Shimon owes me money. He's not giving it to me. Can you do me a favor? When you're there in the neighborhood, stop by and see what's the story. Maybe the guy, he tells his friend, maybe Shimon is not finding anybody to bring it. So stop by, knock on the door, tell him, I'm around, I'm in the neighborhood anyway. Do you want to give me something to get to Reuben? In other words, we're not talking about a case of a Beidim. So what is the word saying? If he did Beidim, it's good. Why does the Mishnah just say to never give to the Shluchai? And we don't say the difference? Because we're not talking about a Shliach that he appointed directly. Talk about it was a by the way. He says, anyway in the neighborhood, go to Tabai. Or it was Chir V'Lekitoy. But not somebody appointed. That's why we want to speak about it. Okay, so that's the case of our Mishnah of the Shliach. I'll say what I said, maybe we'll just add what Rashi says over here. The Gemara goes back to the original question. Where it said, it says in the Mishnah, you can't give it to the Shliach. How do you know who the Shliach is? You have Eidim. So you see Eidim doesn't work. That was the same question we said before. So the second answer, the same answer we said before. Schir v'lekitoy. Talk about a worker, he's his right hand man. The first answer, we're going to bring another answer. We're talking about they didn't appoint him. We just told him, if you're there in the neighborhood, stop by and knock on the door. Says the Gemara, if you do a Shmuel, when Dav Kuvdal on one base. If you do a Shmuel, ein mishalchim moes b'dyukri. What does it mean, mishalchim moes b'dyukri? Look at Rashi, the first Rashi. Rashi says, Masalu ba pikodem l'shlech simonim, give him a simon, the cause of lechosomoy b'igeres, and he signed with a stamp. So he gave him a stempel. This guy is coming to pick up my money. So you're not allowed to send. You can't use it. Even if Eidim signed on it. If you want to have Eidim here, this is what I started talking about before, but this is where it really belongs. Here's a big discussion that we're showing. How does this fit with the previous discussion? The Gemara says that a Shliach Shaso Beidim, discussion if it works or not. Is Yoikini better or worse or the same? I really have three shittas in the Rishonim. Some Rishonim say Yoikini is different because Yoikini is basically a spot. It's not only just a verbal, even though he does Beidim, a verbal appointment. He's giving him a document that says you're on my behalf, so it's better. Some say it's worse because there, at least you did Beidim, you appointed Beidim. He was only B'shtai. So the Beidim signing, it's not the same thing. Some say exactly the same, but the same Machlik is there, the Machlik is over here. Right? So says the Gemara, Amri l'Shmuel ma'ita kanto. Right? According to Shmuel, what should you do? Shmuel says it doesn't work with the Yukri. Ki had Rabbi Abba l'masik zuzi b'Rav Yosef b'cham. Rav Abba had money that Rav Yosef b'cham owed him. Told Rav Safra, do me a favor, when you're going, please bring it with you. So Abba, the son of the son of Rav Yosef b'cham, said, because of his kabalti, did he write his kabalti that I'm willing to accept? In other words, when you take the money, whatever happens, it's my responsibility. Go and ask for his kabalti. I don't want to give the money if I'm so responsible. So if I'm because of his kabalti, even if his kabalti doesn't work. Maybe until you go back, where is if the lender, the Baal Pikadon, Rabbi Abba, will die. And it will be inherited by the Yisraelim. Doesn't work.
I'm not cautious to me, so.
Yeah. Shabbat Yom was Chashim, the word says a gifted. But, okay, good argument. It could be, says over here, I don't, here is easier, because he just says, I don't think the responsibility. He said, no, yeah, it's Kabbalah. I don't know, maybe the guy dies. Not good enough for me. So what should he do? So what you should do is, the lender should give the shliach, be makred to him the loan. Should be makred to him. Now he's the owner of the loan. Now he can write his kavalti. Because he's the one himself going to pick it up. Rapapa had 12,000 zuz that the Bichazor owed him. He was makred to Shul Ba'abo how Agav a saved the base. In other words, with Agav Karka. He also when he came back, he was so happy what he did. He went to greet him until this place called Tuach because he happy that he brought his money. So it works. So what is the Gemara saying? The Gemara is saying when Reuben needs to get his money from Shimon, he wants to send the shliach. What should he do? So assuming let's say the last case, he wants to send him with the document. What should he do? Document doesn't work according to Shmuel. Anything doesn't work. It depends on how we learn according to the Mishnah. It says the solution is makne the money to the shliach agav karka. Shliach owns it. Now he can go on his own. He's the lender himself, and then the bar will give it to him right away. Says the Gemara, Nostu loisa Karen. If he paid back to Karen, the principal, but the choimish, the fine of the 25%, he didn't. And then he lied about it. So he pays choimish on the choimish. And the Gemara Mishnah goes on to say, he pays choimish until the principal is less than a pruta. Says the Gemara, and then, that he has to do. Okay, so that's the Gemara. I don't know what you see from here. Choimish is moment. Says Rashi, what does it mean? Choimish mamonu. It's considered to be a moment. It's considered to be something that you actually owe. If he dies, the Yoship paid. We find another Mishnah like this. No sense a Karen v'nish b'ala choimish. I mean the next part of the Mishnah. You give choimish to mean the choimish is the moment. So if you lie about it, you have to pay for it. A person steals from his friend, and he gave an oath. And he died. Yoshim showing care of choimish. Also, they pay the choimish. So also that doesn't go to the kids. Says the Gemara, you tell me the Yoshim pay choimish? Okay, so you see from here that it's moment. It's considered to be moment mamish. The Rishonim pointed out already. The Rashi said earlier. The other Rishonim, the choimish is a oinish. It's a punishment. So it's a kufra. It's like a kapara. They say even if it's a kufra, it doesn't mean it doesn't become moment. In other words, the Torah was mechayev it as out kapara, and now it became moment. So what we're meaning, we're asked the question: Adayin and yoimer still say, and matayin u'mishlem choimish legezloviv. When you don't pay the fine on the father when it steals from his father, it's not shelo nishbalo. You didn't swear. Sorry, when the father stole. He doesn't pay choimish for his father. If he and his father did not swear, but if he didn't swear, but his father he swore, but his father didn't. Or his father swore and he didn't. Or he and his father swore. So by stealing, you don't pay choimish on shvuah.
How can the Ben give a shua that his father didn't steal?
No, because the guy comes to it says, I have a stolen item by you that your father already admitted. We'll see the Gemara in a second. He says, no, it never happened. Even though he knows it didn't happen. What does it mean? As Rashi says, right? The father already was moedeh. Now he has a chiyuv. You have the Yeshiva. He never admitted. Says Rashi, right now we are thinking that what? We're thinking that nobody admitted. So the word says, so how does he pay? You have to admit to pay. Talk about he didn't pay anything. Talk about you do pay the principal. Why is he paying the principal? He never admitted. You have another price. When do you pay Karen principal for what the father stole? He and his father swore. If his father swore, he didn't. How you know in all these cases he has to pay? Different than previous person. Yes, Talmud. Meaning you learn all the things from each other. Right? And it says that you're chayav on chodesh. It says, and the Bryce ends with the words Yesh Talmud. Ravuna said this Bryce. Yesh Talmud. What is the words of the Bryce says? Yesh Talmud, meaning that you bring it from a pasuk. Kolamar or Yishtalmu Kolamar. Are you saying there's a pasuk to tell me, or you just pay it? Rashi says Yishtalmu Kolamar. Is it a pasuk or is it a svar? You leave for a pasuk. You see clear for a pasuk. So what do you see over there? That you do pay the chodesh of the father. It's not a steal. Elo says the word my lo yoido avi v'hoido b'noi. We're talking the father never admitted. The son came and admitted. And then he has to pay a chodesh because he admitted. Ashwur did on the shvur that he said. So therefore, what? That's why the son is paying Karen principal because he admitted. But chodesh no, because it says you don't do it. Rashi says so that's what it is. We read the next line as a question. We read it as a statement. So what does the word say? We're saying, when do I say that a son doesn't pay for the father if the father never admitted? So he doesn't pay. If the father did admit, he does pay. So what about the fact that the son himself lied, did a shvur, and he admitted? So the son should pay chodesh for what he lied. The gzela is not there. If you look at now, so why is he paying anything? It says you pay the current. There was a responsibility. It's a chayz chosim. Oh, so Rashi says, right? First of all, the children are not responsible to pay for the father. The father stole, and we say the link chayz chosim. But really, come on, not talking about a chayz. You are a chayz. Talking there's a karka. He has a karka. He has to pay for the gezel. That's what a chayz chosim means. You have land to go to. It's still going to be bilda pay. So Rashi says this girsa, this you have to take out of the girsa, because this is the Gemara's going to tell us the kabod that you do have to pay it, but our girsa is you're not supposed to do it. It says the word abrei b'she'obad b'din. In other words, there was he stood and did, and it was mischayev. That's what it starts to pay. Says the word b'she'obad b'din if you chodesh shtav udav kufiyah udav atam. If you should pay the whole thing. Now it's a full woman. You don't pay chodesh on something that you're coming only because of shibud kakores. Meaning what? It's not his gzela, right? In other words, the son doesn't have to pay for anything over here because it's the responsibility of the father. The only reason he has to pay is because you have kakores. So because you have kakores, so I don't do shvur, anything that has to come with the kaka. So that was one box. So the Gemara says again, if the father was mischayev, so then the son has to pay for his father. If the father was boide, if the father was not boide, so then the son doesn't have to pay for the chodesh, but the Karen has to pay because of the bedin.
Yeah, but it's not Shem Zayla, Shem covered over.
Yeah, very good. Because covered over. Meaning Chazal made him into. Now, if he lied about it, so that because it's a chodesh. We talk about this guy didn't know that the father has this. Say someone came to and says, your father has my item. He says, no, he doesn't. To a shvur. They found out, oh, he does have it. Someone else is holding on to it. He didn't realize it. He put it up because by somebody else. Carry b'shalim da'isi. Has to pay back. So for the chayvish, you don't have to pay. Because the chayvish, what the chayvish for? For lying. I didn't lie. I didn't know that was here.
And if the father, let's say if a Gazan or somebody else did a shur, but it wasn't a shur sheker, I mean, it turned out to be sheker with him, but he didn't lie fault, he wasn't sure. The same thing we did with Taychash.
No, but you were talking about again.
What happened? It's not just the benai.
So the question is, when did the guy do the shvur? So the Gazan itself. If the Gazan itself,
he thought he gave it back already. He said, I gave it back to you. And it turned out I was mistaken. He came back and said, I was mistaken.
So there, I think it's more responsibility. It's his recharis. It's a charis. I think. But here it goes like this. You go to one. You go in the Gemara brings. When does the son do shvur for his father? If the father was born, then he's chayav. When is that? Then the son has to be chayiv. The father was not born, he was chayav. The son does not have to be chayiv. But so if this is be chayiv, why does it be carrot? So the Gemara first answer says he pays carrot because it was shibud karkoris, and the son admitted. Meaning the son and has shibud karkoris, and you have a chiyuv in it. What about chayvish? Chayvish, either you don't pay for shibud karkoris. That's the first answer. Second answer is he didn't know. He did not know the son. So that's why he pays the carrot because it's still there, it exists. And chayvish doesn't pay because it was a shibud, wasn't a lie. Okay, we'll stop over here. It was not an easy omelet. Yeah.